Forest and nearby Marnica were basically a village when I was a child. It was a very sleepy part of a very sleepy city of Canberra. And the Live in Tasmania Circle really was a large and modern house where in the 1970s when I first remember it. And through the 80s, it became an increasingly desirable suburb, and so well-to-do families bought places and bulldozed and rebuilt them. And the modernity of the Boyd design has been kind of, I don't know, overtaken by more concrete and bigger glass, and I don't think anything as pretty, honestly. But it no longer leaps out from its suburb the way it once did, and it feels more nestled into its hillside than I remember it once upon a time.
Manning died when I was 12, so it was much more, I guess, I had much more of a child's relationship with him, and my memories of him are much more childlike. And Dymphna, I knew and loved. We were very close, and she's a huge figure in my life. Tasmania Circle's a very busy house. It would be a rare day that nobody came.
Dymphna was the person everyone saw the most of. Spending time with her in the kitchen, helping her cook and clean up and so on was very nice time together.
Manning in his study and Dymphna running a house, but also very involved in sort of those political campaigns in terms of Aboriginal land rights and environmental protection and so on.
So when he was in the study, I guess I didn't notice that he was in the study. That was the point of the study. There was a place to be away from the ruckus. I remember him playing games outside, particularly cricket, or a kick of the footy in his yard. I can remember increasingly seeking out his advice on matters of history, because I was studying that, and on the writing of essays for history and English and other subjects.
He was writing while she was running the household, essentially. If someone came, they were always invited to lunch or dinner. There was always enough food to go round. She was always cooking something that she'd grown or made or baked.
She was forever doing something, and quite often it was a fun something. Brewing ginger beer, for example. It was bustle. And then also at the same time she was teaching us whichever language seemed most useful to teach us at the time.
You could say around the dinner table in particular was a very sort of social and sociable time.
Always many people around the table, and there were always hours of preparation and cheery hours of clearing up as well.
Discussion of politics, Aboriginal land rights, environmental politics, Australian history, politicians. I'm sure they left a sort of an indelible mark on me growing up in terms of what Australian politics were and what Australian history is.
To offer a way of writing history and reading history and discussing it that puts the story front and centre is a really valuable thing for a country that doesn't want to be bored about its past. There are so many interesting stories about Australian history. Offering an approachable and an enjoyable history is a really important service to the historical consciousness of the nation.